So hi everyone, I'm Joanna Mitabayong and welcome to my channel. So first of all, what is the content of this vlog? So actually, I'm going to discuss to you what is Bloom's Taxonomy. So if you are interested, just keep on watching. So now I'm back. Now I'm going to discuss to you what is Bloom's Taxonomy. So first of all, what is Bloom's Taxonomy? Bloom's Taxonomy, this is a classification system used to define and distinguish different levels of human cognition, which is the thinking, learning, and understanding. So, Bloom's taxonomy was originally published in 1956 by Benjamin Bloom. The original taxonomy was organized into 3 domains, which is the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. Educators have primarily focused on the cognitive models, which includes the 6 different classification levels: the knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and last is the evaluation. The group out for teaching and learning goals that could help researchers and educators to understand the fundamental ways in which people acquire and develop a new skills, knowledge, and understandings. And also, their initial intention was to help the academics to avoid duplicative or redundant efforts in developing different tests to measure the same educational objectives. So, next question is, what is the difference between the revised Bloom's Taxonomy 2001 to Bloom's Taxonomy 1956? Bloom's Taxonomy 1956, or the original taxonomy, was organized into 3 domains, which is the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, while the revised Bloom's taxonomy is divided into 3 categories, which is the terminology, structure, and the emphasis. The original taxonomy have 6 different classification levels, which is the knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. While the revised taxonomy 2001, the revised version changes the names of each of the 6 levels, which is the remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Okay, so let me show you this diagram to further emphasize you to understand what I am saying. So as you can see in the diagram, there are 2 types of pyramid. So the first pyramid is the original taxonomy, and the next one is the revised Bloom's taxonomy. So as you can see, there's a difference between the 2. The revised version changes the names of each of the levels. For example, the lowest level of the original, which is the knowledge, was renamed and classified as remembering. It is very important to note the change from the nouns to verbs to describe the different levels of the taxonomy. The 2 top levels are essentially swapped from the old to the new version. The revised taxonomy moves the evaluation stage down a level and the highest element becomes creating. This change was made because the taxonomy is increasing as a hierarchy reflecting increasing complexity of thinking and creative things or creating level. It is considered a more complex form of thinking than critical thinking or evaluating level. The original taxonomy was viewed as a tool best applied in the younger grades at school, while the revised version is more universal and easily applicable at elementary, secondary, as well as the adult training. Why do we need the revised Bloom's taxonomy in creating test questions? So, we need this revised taxonomy to create the test questions because these levels can help in developing learning outcomes because certain verbs are particularly appropriate at each level and not appropriate at the other levels. So I have sample questions per cognitive level. So number one is the remembering level. This defined to retrieve, recall, recognize relevant knowledge from the long-term memory. So number one question is name the main characters in the story. So number two, name the countries in USA. This level is belong because this level is simply remembering or recalling previous learned information. So next is the understanding level. This defined to demonstrate comprehension through one or more forms of explanation. So sample question. Summarize the main idea of this story. Number two, draw a picture showing the words meaning. This type of level is belong to the cognitive level because this essentially demonstrating the understanding of information by explaining ideas or concepts. So next is the applying level. This is defined to use information or a skill in a new situation. So sample question. Give an example that has affected you. So number two, solve the problem using the concept given. This type of level is belong to the cognitive level because this is using the information in another familiar situations. So next is the analyzing level. This defined to break materials into its constituent parts and determine how another relate to one another or to an overall structures or a purpose. So sample question. Compare how the climate is similar to between two countries. Number two, explain why the main character decided to make the decision she did. So this level is belong to the cognitive level because this is through differentiating, organizing, and attributing. Next is the evaluating level. This defined to make judgments based on the criteria and structures. Sample question. Determine which characters in the story was the most impacted by the events. Number two, assess the values of the items on that table. So this level is belong to the cognitive levels because this includes to justify a decisions or cause of actions. So last is the creating level. This defined to put the elements together to form a new coherent or functional whole to recognize elements into a new pattern or structures. Sample question. Generate three ideas on how to improve the learning process. So number two question is write a story that leaves the reader in suspense. So this level is belong to the cognitive level because this includes generating new ideas, products, or way of viewing things. So that's the end of my vlog.